Welcome back.
We're your host. I'm Khalid, but you can call me KK.
And I'm Leaha. And this is As We Go. So this is actually the first time me and Khalid have seen each other for about a week.
Yeah,
So,
a little over a week.
Yeah. So how has your week even been, first off?
Woo. I'm saying woo like it was a lot. Actually, my week has been very, very chill. I was in Youngstown dog sitting for my cousins while they were in Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really chill. The dogs are very calm, very cuddly. Even the cats.
Yeah.
And like I used to have a phobia of cats. We'll talk about that in a different episode. But yeah, my cousin's cat Bane is just like the sweetest.
Yeah.
It's like on one side of me is like the cat, and then like the dog on the other side, and it was just so sweet and loving.
Oh, how cute!
I love dog sitting for them.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Vegas?
Well, as you can see, just like this title is about, this episode is about, I was actually in Vegas. I just got back on Thursday. And I had the time of my life. Absolutely love Vegas. I was there with a few of my friends celebrating my girl Linnea's birthday. I was there for a week, which is actually the longest time I've actually stayed in Vegas. Normally I just do 5 days. So, I extended it. Actually, it was kind of 8 days because my flight was like so late. But yeah, I had a really good time. Got to do all that fun stuff. I was actually going to Summer Splash, which is this thing that we do typically every year. This is my 5th year doing it with some of my friends.
That's crazy.
And yeah, that is so crazy.
That's crazy.
The first year, that was like kind of what kind of started the whole traveling thing, I would say, for us, really. Yeah.
For sure. We talked about it a little bit, just like a little bit in last week's episode, which I feel like this week is it feels like a part 2 of last week's because like
it's
Vegas.
What do you do in Vegas? Like,
right?
What do I do in Vegas? I don't gamble.
But yeah, back in 2018, there was like one of the things that we said we wanted to do was travel more and be more outgoing, and this was the perfect opportunity. Yeah.
So yeah, the first year it was like around my birthday in June, and we just got a little posse together, and we actually like we said, I think we said last episode, we road tripped from Ohio to Vegas.
It's a 31-hour drive, but obviously it took us longer than 31 hours.
Yeah, we went fun. We stopped at some dragon.
In St. Louis.
We stopped in St. Louis. Cool. We stopped in Oklahoma for overnight. That's the only time we did overnight was Oklahoma, though.
Yeah, that was really nice. And we tried to make it a mission to stop at every state sign and take a picture with it, but
I think we only got to Indiana. We did okay.
Maybe. Yeah, we did okay. We didn't take pictures of everyone, but I remember like we even stopped in New Mexico. We went to the New Mexico sign and we left a sticker on there. I remember that much.
I feel like we did really, really bad, but
I mean, for our first like long-term road trip, I feel like
I've only in my life, I only have ever been able to get every single like sign on a road trip once.
Oh,
and I take road trips all the time. Like that's hard.
It definitely is really hard. But yeah. So we're on the road 3 days. It was really fun. Do you have any highlights of the road trip?
Highlights? So actually like one of my favorite times was probably like the least should be my favorite time. I thought it was so cool when the car that we were in overheated. So we were like stuck.
It kept overheating.
Yeah. This one time we were like stuck was it New Mexico?
I don't know. We were
It was somewhere hot as fuck.
Yeah, it was so hot. We were in the desert. Definitely the desert.
Yeah. And we were like stuck for hours. Like the car just was not cooling down. And the nearest gas station was like 7 miles away. So like who wanted to walk in 113 heat to go to a gas station?
Right. So we would just stop, wait for the car to cool down, and then get right back to it. But at one of these stops, there were like construction workers, like maybe
underneath the bridge, maybe
100 feet, maybe not 100 feet. That's
probably more than 100 feet. Yeah.
Well, either way, they had noticed us.
Yeah.
And they came and brought us waters in these little.
Well, they didn't come and bring us water. They called us over, and we were too scared to go over. So we all volunteered. This motherfucker.
Yeah, I love a stranger moment.
He was in like we could see him. It wasn't.
Yeah, they weren't too far.
Yeah.
And they were in the middle of working.
They were.
Yeah, they gave us some cold waters and these electrolyte packs. It was really nice.
They probably saved our lives, honestly.
For sure. For sure. But honestly, okay, I guess we could do the tips like as the video goes on. But I would say my number one tip for Vegas is something my dad told me before heading there, and that was make sure you stay hydrated and even like prep your body a few days before. So for me, it was really important. I made sure I was having like attempting drinking a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
And I feel like that honestly helped.
No, for sure.
tremendously.
I will say this year in Vegas, what I just came back from was probably the most hydrated that my entire room made sure we all were. My flight was delayed like 13 hours, so I was the last person in the room. But they did all the shopping and everything. But I walked in and there was like 5 things of Pedialyte. There was so many like liquid IVs and just bottles of water everywhere. And I was so happy to see it because it definitely came in handy this weekend for sure.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, because it was hot.
It makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Freaking, like I said, my dad, that was like one of his tips. And I remember after the first night, we got first, let's explain Summer Splash and how that works.
Okay. So Summer Splash is this 5-day event that goes on in Vegas. And it includes your hotel stay from Wednesday till you check out on Monday morning. And you also get VIP access to a day party, which is like a pool party, and then a night party, which is sometimes like a nightclub or at like a night swim. And it's like VIP entrance, so you're not waiting in line very long. You're not paying extra money to get into these clubs. And I think it's really cool. I've always enjoyed going there and everything. So
yeah, intro to the parties.
Yeah.
How many parties is that? Because like Wednesday night is the opening party.
Right, and then Thursday you get 2, Friday you get 2, Saturday you get 2, and Sunday you get 2. So you get 9 parties.
9 parties and a hotel.
In the hotel.
And the DJs are amazing.
Yes. Actually, I have that on my thing to talk about this, and I forgot to say. So we didn't even go to all the events this year just because we had so many different things going on. So there was more people that we saw, but like the big names I wanted to mention that I saw this year was Diplo, Marshmello, Alessio, Dioro, big EDM people. So maybe if you aren't really sure about, I'm sure you guys know Marshmello and Diplo though. Those are pretty big ones. But I don't know. There's always so many good people going on there. So
have you gone to all parties any of those years?
I don't know, because my second year Summer Splash, I might have, because I'll let you guys in on a little secret here. On the Thursday morning party, which would be the second party of it, I got a little too drunk. It was at a pool party at the Marquee to see Fisher. And Fisher, he's such a live DJ. He's so fun. And, I was just drinking too much, met some people at the bar who were like also from the area that I'm from. And, everyone was just being friendly. So I was getting free drinks, and I don't know how to stop when I get free drinks. So I ended up getting kicked out of that party. Not really kicked out, but carried out and put in a wheelchair and then took into an ambulance and took to a hospital. Anyway, I got out the hospital and I went out that night to Hakkasan to see Tiesto. So if any year that I went to every party, it had to have been that year because I was ready. I was ready.
I feel like going back is insane.
And the crazy thing is, so that year there was 8 of us, I think. And I'm pretty sure it was only me and maybe 2 other people who went out. And those 2 people left early. So it was just me. Yeah. And I was the, hospital one. There's
actually a montage of that year when she had went.
Oh yeah, there is.
And like a mini vlog. I'll either link them in the description or maybe I'll add it to the channel.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, that's fine.
But for this first Summer Splash, what was your favorite night? If you can remember, that was a few years ago.
My favorite night, definitely the night at Encore, that night swim.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was a nice one.
That night was so wild to me. My first time being at a pool at night.
Okay.
And we were having the time
Encore
of our
Beach
lives.
Club, it used to have a pole. Like now they still have the platform.
A few poles.
They did. Now they just have the platform. And like now, this year, no one was dancing on there. Like my favorite thing to do used to be on that platform, like acting like it's just a DJ looking at me and just jamming.
Getting it.
But yeah, everyone, like no one was up there for most of the time. And then when people did get up there, it was just to stand still and like record
pictures.
the DJ. Yeah. But I had a good time in the pool, so I didn't care. But Encore Beach Club, when they used to have the pools, that was next level.
I remember when you got on there, I was surprised that night. I was like, oh shit. But we were
turned. Okay.
We were so turned. Even I got up there.
You said even I. Like you're less likely to get up there than I am. Like even I. No, you're the first person who got up there. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I'm
not eating it up.
Let me tell you something. Okay, so I met a guy that night. You know, I talked to him for a little bit after that. But when we like were talking like, later on, he was like, "Oh yeah, I came up to you because I noticed the guy dancing in the yellow shirt." Like he just had everyone looking at him. Like, you know what I mean? He was just this guy in these shorts about this long, just throwing it, rolling his body, everything. He had everybody looking at him.
They were turned too.
It was fun. That's a good night. That was a good night.
For sure.
That probably, I can't even remember. I don't know. I really liked Hakkasan.
Hakkasan was a fun night.
That was probably my favorite night.
But I remember getting tired that night.
See, I remember you and DeAndre getting tired.
Yeah.
And I remember me just dancing. And you guys like, are you guys ready to leave yet? But that's also the night. I would say
it was your birthday.
Right. And that's also the night that we ended up, wasn't that the night after Hakkasan that we ended up in the penthouse after party?
Yes, it was. Okay. So after Hakkasan, we saw Tiesto that night. Freaking the music was great. So after we had left, I think we're the last ones out the venue. Like Leah was literally dancing to the last
Tiesto was out. It was the DJ that comes on after Tiesto. Like
the one of our friends who came with us, he was asleep. Like he was in the chair like.
No, at the after party. No, he was out. He was still standing up at the party. There was no chair to sit down.
Oh no, that is right. Yeah. But you could tell he was ready to leave. You could tell he was.
But he was being a team person. Like he knew it was my birthday. He knew I was having a good time, and like, you know, he was trying his hardest.
Hanging on by a thread.
He was.
So yes, we go into the elevator, and there's this guy in there, and starts up conversation. He goes, "Oh, where you from?" We're like, "We're from Ohio." He's like, "No shit." He's like, "I'm from Cleveland." So then he goes, "You guys want to come to a penthouse after party?" And we're like, "Sure." And so he was like, "All right, just come with me." And he's like, "You guys are gonna." There's like these two.
It was like three big black
Range Rovers, and he tells us to like get in one, and we're like,
Okay. He didn't ride with us. It was just us three. Like, okay.
And which is kind of sketchy now thinking about it. But at the time, we were young. We were wild.
I mean, it was like a motorcade. Like, it was 3 different cars. I don't know. Was that risky?
I feel like it.
I had 2 dudes with me.
Thinking about it was just like, that could have... Knowing now, like, what we know now, that could have been very spunky. But, yeah, we ended up going to the Cosmopolitan and went upstairs. We were the first people in there, by the way.
But it was beautiful.
It was.
The hallways were beautiful. Everything was beautiful. It was so cool. And then they had this bartender like, would you guys like anything to drink?
Yeah. He made us some drinks. There was, like, a tray of, like, candy. I remember that, like, full-size candy bars. The guy who invited us, he ended up going somewhere.
He had to go get something or someone, so he wasn't even there until we like getting ready to leave.
Yeah, we were in there, had our little drink. People came, like, not too many, maybe like no more than 8 people came. Some girls, they like walked straight to the back. I remember 2 guys came, said hello to us, and then some big guy came up to us and went like, "Oh, who are you here with?" And we told him, like, the guy who invited us, and he was just like, he's not coming back. And so we're just like, okay. At this point, our friend was like dozing off.
He was asleep. He was asleep at this point. He had a beer in his hand. He's just.
And me and Leah were drinking our drink, vibing. And Leah's like, "Can I finish my drink?" The guy goes, "You can take it with you." He was definitely him. So we just left. We left, and as soon as we were like heading to our Uber, the guy who invited us was walking back in. And he was like, "Where you guys going?" We told him what happened. He's like, "No."
He was kind of pissed.
Yeah.
He was like, "It's my room. Like, what the fuck?" Like, he was kind of mad about that.
But it was 7:00 in the morning at that point.
Yeah.
The sun was out. We were like,
we had to go to the morning party the next day. Like, yeah, we were like, let's just go home.
we're
It's not
just
a big
gonna
deal.
dip out. But it was still like a cool experience. Like our first time in Vegas, and randomly get invited to a penthouse party.
Yeah. And then after that party, we finally get back to our hotel room, and we're staying at the Palms or Resort World.
We're at the Palms.
Oh yeah, for
we
sure.
We
stay at the Palms, and on the way back in, I still have like my little birthday stash on and everything. And this guy is playing craps, and he's like, "You want to come over here and just like?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing." Like blah blah blah. He's like, he just let me like fucking lose like like $600. Like I had no idea what I was doing.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah, and at that point, I was feeling bad because this guy he was so fine letting me spend all his money. He didn't care. He's like, "Yeah, you're fine. Just keep on going." And I look over, and they're just at the slot machine, just slumped over, just like I'm like, all right, maybe I should get going. But it was fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, always.
Was that your most memorable night? I mean, what was your most memorable night versus your favorite night? Because I think you asked me what the favorite night was.
Of that year?
Memorable.
Of that year? Okay, so yeah, that was my favorite night. My most memorable? Probably the most memorable, too. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most memorable one as well. I don't know. I had such a good time that year. I can't remember everything.
Yeah. The most memorable night for me was that last night.
At XS?
Yes. Yo, you're so good at remembering these places.
Oh, that was a good night.
And I feel like we are all kind of separated. Like we all kind of did our own thing, like ran into each other that night. But I remember it was just, everything was like very magical. It was the best way to end it.
Dude, I think I was on some random dude's back the entire party. Like, I swear to you.
And it was a night swim.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And then, yeah, and I didn't have my phone. And the guy that I was with didn't have his phone either. And we wanted to exchange numbers, but like, what the fuck? So Rhea, or one of our friends, Rhea, she remembered this dude's number.
That is so good.
And like, once I got back to my phone, like, I literally had the right number. I to this day, I don't know how she did it. Because I could never.
That's a pro.
Yeah, that was good. All right, so yeah. So first year Summer Splash, definitely one for the books. And I definitely, I don't know. It definitely made me love Vegas. Like, since then, I've only not gone to Vegas 1 year. And that was last year when I was traveling. I was in Europe and everything. So like, I really, you know what I mean? Mm. But love Vegas. Going there every year. Went there twice this year. Like, love it.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
I like Vegas a lot. That night, I feel like, not that night, but that week gave me so much confidence. That trip gave me so much confidence in myself.
No, for sure.
I remember, like, we've been out in Cleveland and, like, people hyping me up. But it was different with people from, like, all over the place. And just, like, that one guy coming up to us in Omni, and he kept saying, like, I remember you. And I'm like, you're thinking about the wrong person. He's like, no, that first night. And I was like, I don't remember nothing from that first night. But that was, like, pretty cool. And yeah, I got so much confidence. I was like, oh, this is the life. Honestly,
and then there's like, for Summer Splash, like, so you're with the same you're with the same people because they're all doing like the same clubs as you. So like you start knowing people and that gets real cool. Mm. And actually this year I was at Omnia and I'm just, me and my girl, we just dancing. The boys they doing their thing. They have their drinks and we're just dancing, have a good time. And this guy walks up to me and he's like, hey, I think I recognize you. He's like, you've been to Summer Splash in the past, right? And he's like, yeah, I definitely remember you. Like, and he just remembered me from like previous Summer Splashes. Like, he wasn't trying to give me anything. That was it. He was like, oh yeah, I remember you. Like, I like your vibe, blah blah. And he just walked away. Like, I'm like, you remember me from past years? Like, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's such a. I don't know how to explain it. How would you explain that feeling?
Of like getting recognized. Like, what do you mean?
I don't know, just like having that connection with the stranger, and it's just like really cool.
No, it definitely is, because one thing that I was really like feeling like I would have been struggling with recently is like not being able to communicate and like connect with people. And I'd say it's probably because I work remote now and I just don't talk to a lot of people. But this trip in Vegas, Like, I just felt like it was all like such good connections, good communication skills, and it was just everything I needed. Like, I love Vegas. They can
Shout
always
out
do it
to
for me.
Vegas.
Definitely,
Shout
definitely.
out to Vegas.
So when was the last time you were in Vegas?
Last time I was in Vegas was when I did that road trip with my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, we were hitting different states, and I think this is like almost kind of, yeah, this is around like COVID time. So we honestly didn't do much. It was a total different experience from the first time.
Yeah.
It was a lot more chill and relaxed. The prices were amazing. They were like, I haven't checked the prices on hotel rooms there, so I don't even know if it's still like that great or whatever. But I remember we had got a really nice room for like $32 a night, and it was
Where was it at? Where were you staying at? Do you
the
remember?
Flamingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think like it always just depends like for pricing because because I stayed a couple extra days after Summer Splash, so I was not in the hotel room and I was gonna get a hotel room, and Planet Hollywood was like $30 a night, and I was like, oh well,
yeah.
I guess I could just extend it, but I just ended up staying with one of my girls who actually lives there. So
Vegas is that girl.
Vegas is. I'm low
You just need
key.
to get away real quick. Just
I don't know. I'm low key thinking about making my way there in like a year or so. Just to like stack up some money, maybe get a job out there.
I'm gonna say, how long do you feel like you'd be able to live out there?
I would just do a year. I would just like just stack up for a year. Maybe get like another like job on the side, bottle girl type shit maybe.
Yeah.
And then just like stack up. I don't know. I would just do a year. I don't think I'd want to live out there, but I think I can handle a year.
Do you feel like, okay, I was going to ask, would you feel like you would burn out?
No, I don't.
Especially if you keep it at
It's
a year.
Vegas. Like, I don't burn out going to Cleveland every weekend. Like, why the hell would I burn out going to Vegas? Like, I mean, and also, I mean, I would be working. You know, I wouldn't like I'd be going out every single day.
True.
You know what I mean? It would, just because the party is there every day doesn't mean I have to be partaking in the party every day. Like,
True.
you know, I was hanging out with my girl and her daughter. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't didn't have to party the entire time. So I don't think I'd burn out. You? You don't know how to stay with a party. You'd be going out every week.
Yeah.
That's why you'd burn out.
Yeah, and if I get invited somewhere, it's like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm always here for it. There for sure.
So how long would be the max you could live in Vegas?
3 months.
Okay.
3 months, I feel like that's my safe length of like staying in a place.
Okay.
Granted, I haven't stayed in anywhere for more than 3 months, but that's why I feel like 3 months is like pretty solid.
Okay. 3 months in Vegas. I'm doing the whole year, but you know, it's cool. Okay, so compared to your last Vegas trip to your first Vegas trip, like what was some key?
The key differences, like I said, just how calm it was.
Yeah, you just said it was COVID.
Not a lot of people. I remember walking around was cool. The lights were amazing. Yeah, it just wasn't as busy, but all of that was because of COVID. So it was like nothing really open. But I just had a good time. One thing I will say, like a reflection that I have on Vegas, is the food. I was kind of disappointed in the food, but honestly, I guess I could have explored more.
Okay.
But what I did explore, I was like disappointed. I'm always expecting food to be great where I go, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. I typically have really good experiences with food in Vegas because I don't mind spending a lot of money on a good meal. Like, that's one thing. I'm going to pay for the food and alcohol, okay? I might not bring any souvenirs back, but I'm going to eat good. I'm going to drink good. But actually this year, I don't know if it was because like my first flight was like late over 13 hours and I was just stuck in the airport and I was eating lounge food and like I just did not feel good.
Did you make it to that first party?
No.
Oh.
No. I was so late. I didn't get there. I didn't get to the hotel until like after midnight, I think. Or maybe like right at midnight. But so I just was not feeling well. And we did go out to a bar that first night just because I felt bad because everyone in the room, they didn't go out because I don't know if it was because I wasn't there. So they just hung out with me and everything. So I went out with them for a little bit and went back home to the hotel, but I just wasn't feeling good. I don't think the entire time I was on the strip, I finished a single meal, including one slice of pizza that I got from Sbarro, including like a Chipotle meal. Like I didn't eat anything. I don't know what was going on. But typically I fuck with Vegas food, okay? Like, I'm trying to go to the steakhouse. I'm trying to go get some pasta. I'm trying to go get some tacos at that place across from Resort World. But yeah, this time it was bad. Yeah. I feel like I ate good when I was just there in February, though.
Yeah, that February trip was crazy.
Yes.
That February trip was crazy. I wish I'd have came.
As y'all may know, the Super Bowl was in Vegas this past February, and your girl was not at attendance for that Super Bowl party because that shit was out of my price range. But I was at a Superstar-studded after party. I started to skate with Usher. I seen Snoop Dogg. I seen Dr. Dre. Diplo performed. MGK walked past us. Drewski was there. Oh, Pauly D I wasn't the after party, but I did see Pauly D that trip too. That was a fun trip. Actually, my brother Anthony ended up on Pauly D's story because he was just a hot fucking, in a good way, a hot ass mess at this fucking party. Like, I think this was probably his first Vegas nightclub. Like, he's go to Vegas a lot, but he's a gambler. So this was like his first time at like a Vegas night party, and he was a little lit. I think that was the night it was like free drinks for girls for a couple hours. So we would get some drinks, and he was getting some drinks, and so we were all pretty lit. But man, he was screaming. Sometimes like in Vegas, they have like girls like dancing up on stage with him, and Anthony's like has his phone like this close to the girl's face. Like, he was just having the time of his life, and it was so much fun. So much fun. I would definitely go see Pauly D again. That was fun.
Didn't you see Pauly D again?
No, we were going to. We found a way to get in to his show for free, and we were going to go do that, but we decided to go see Marshmello at Encore Beach Club because Marshmallow's a big deal, and Encore Beach Club is like the best the best place to go. If you're going there on a Saturday in the summertime, that's the place you want to be in the daytime, is Encore Beach Club for sure.
For sure. I remember who was supposed to perform that night, because that's the one we got into.
I thought you were talking about remember you guys didn't get to go to a party at Encore Beach Club because...
No, we got in. That's the one. Yeah, so it is the one. So the first year of Summer Splash, I didn't make it to any of the day parties, actually. The first day party, I was too hungover from the opening night. That opening night, I was too turned. So I missed that first one.
He was in the bathroom. Just
slumped. Oh my gosh. And that was the day party that Red ended up in the hospital. It was crazy.
Because they had free drinks for girls for 2 hours.
Yeah, dangerous. So I'm like at the hotel, recovering, drinking my gallon of water, and I'm on the phone with my dad. He's like, yeah, make sure you guys stay hydrated. I'm like, I am. I got my gallon right here. He was like, your friends too. Y'all don't want to end up in a hospital for 8 hours. But this is literally like 5 minutes after I got off the phone with her telling me that they were in the hospital because Red had alcohol poisoning. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, that's so crazy. 2 years in a row, one of us at the same party, the same Thursday party at the Marquee. I think it was someone named Chucky performing her year, and then Fisher performed my year. But both parties, it's that free. It's hot as hell. It's the free drinks, and we don't know how to say no. Hot. And yeah, she ended up in the hospital on an ambulance ride. But her ambulance ride, I had a great ass time. Me and the ambulance driver would talk about his family, his wife and kids, showing like pictures of each other. It was just great. Yeah. So much fun. The hospital, not so much. It was pretty boring, but
stay hydrated, you guys. Yeah, please.
Oh, okay, and then that was the night after she was in the hospital, and then she stayed home, and then that was the night that we just talked about at we went to the Hakkasan with Tiesto and the penthouse and all that good stuff. Okay,
and then that was Thursday. Mm-hmm. I think we just slept through the party that Friday.
I would hope so.
I think we were just like,
we can take a break.
Yeah. We were tired. Oh yeah, we got in at like 7 or 8, and the party started at what, 11?
Yeah, the doors open 11.
Yeah, so then that Friday night,
that was Encore Beach Club at night.
Yeah, we did the night swim. Then Saturday, we were going to meet this one.
For the chain smokers at Encore Beach Club.
Yeah, for the chain smokers. We're going to go see her. The line was crazy that day. But if you're at Summer Splash, like we said before, you don't have to wait in crazy lines. But here's the thing. The VIP line itself and the Summer Splash line was all the same thing. So even those lines were absolutely insane. And I think it was packed, so they had to wait for people to leave to like.
Yeah,
it was one of those situations.
Yeah, they were at capacity for sure.
So
and cutoff was getting close.
Yeah. So as soon as I and our other friend get in there, like they let us through, we go through security and everything. They're like, we're not letting anybody else in. And granted, like we could have stayed there and like had fun. Like I don't like Leah's not the type of person where it's like, oh, like
I didn't know you guys even got in.
Oh yeah, we were in that bitch.
What? Why did y'all leave then?
Because we were like, we rather like I don't know.
They better than me because my ass would have been there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I was still building up the confidence. So for me, it was just like if like my best friend isn't in here, then
okay. And I guess that group, you guys weren't really as close as you were without me yet.
Yeah.
You know, that was the first time of all of us coming together. I was like the meshing point at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Later on, y'all would have been like, fuck that bitch. But okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No, I probably still would have been like, I need my bitch.
I am quick to go to a Vegas party by myself. Yeah. A little too quick. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But sometimes you have to be like that. I think that's really important, like to have that in you where you can.
Yeah.
Like now I feel like I can easily do that. It's very important to be able to just, especially on trips with friends, and it's good to respect that because I feel that that's a common thing that people go through when they're on trips with their friends, or that's what I hear is like a common issue. People wanting to do their own thing.
Which is like, very fair. If I'm paying for a trip, I'm not going to do everything you want to do. It's very, very fair.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
So you better be okay with doing it by yourself just linking back up because that's always cool and fun.
Yeah. So actually on this trip that I just took, my Saturday was literally like packed to the brim. Like so packed. I got up at like 7 a.m, had something to do, ate breakfast with some friends, and then I was running late from breakfast, and I was going to go to this pool party. Was so late, I had to have my girl Linnea bring my swimsuit to the hotel so I could go like swim, like put in my swimsuit before I went into the pool. So did that, went to the pool party, had a good old time. Met my girl who lived in Vegas. She also came up to that pool party, and then we went back to the hotel. I had to go to Spear for a little date up the Spear. Had a good time there.
Oh my gosh, how was that?
Oh my gosh, the Spear. This is my first time at the Spear, and it was so fun. So I had never been there before, and it was my first time, and I was going there on a date, and it was a great date. But when I first sat down, I was very, very underwhelmed. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a bunch of screens, it looks real cool, but like I could like see all like the lines and like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. Like it just looked like it wasn't done, I guess. Like it just looked like you could see that all the screens, all the panels look individual. And I'm like, okay, this is cool, but it's not that cool. And then the music starts playing and it starts opening up. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? And it's just like, it was just the most amazing, beautiful thing in the world. And I got to see Dead and Company, which was Grateful Dead, and John Mayer was there. And it was so cool. It was so trippy, some of the stuff. And it was just, oh my gosh, I was just jamming out the entire time. It was literally so much fun. Can't wait to go back there.
That's hard.
Loved it.
That's hard.
I'm just so sad. I didn't get any pictures, any videos, anything. Because
you were there.
I'm so bad. I told you my Saturday was so busy. So like my phone was charged when I left at 8 a.m. But then, went to the pool party, came back, had the food, went to go, and I'm leaving to go to the Sphere. And I'm like, hey guys, I'll catch up with you when I get out of here. My phone's on 3% though. And they're like, what the fuck? You're about to go on this random date? Not random date, but a random date without your phone on 3%. And luckily, my girl Mayana gave me her charger to use. So, before I got to date, I got it on 9%.
Nice.
And it made it. I didn't touch it the whole time I was there. So, to let it last. And then after the Sphere, Uber to Planet Hollywood to hurry up and go put on a different dress for the night party. As soon as I got up there, I called an Uber because I was there. My friends were already at the party because I was running late. Changed real quick. And before I was even done changing, my Uber was there. So, I took 3 bites of my Chipotle from earlier and ran downstairs. And went to Omnia and had the time of my life in Omnia. Danced there until like 4 a.m.
Nice.
And then got up. And I think I did it all over again. I think we went to a party on Saturday. I don't even know.
Do you have any plans to go to Vegas anytime soon?
Mm-mm.
No?
No. But after hearing your stories, I feel like every time I hear your stories about Vegas, I have like flashbacks of, that first year, and I feel that feeling that
Yeah.
radiates off you when you tell the stories, and it makes me want to go back for real. I really want to do EDC.
Ooh.
That's okay. Maybe EDC 2025. That's
Okay.
the plan.
Okay, it's in what, May?
2026. So
Is it May? Coachella's in April. I'm pretty sure it's May.
No, I thought it was. Oh no, tickets went on sale in the fall.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I think Coachella's April, and then May is EDC, and then June is Gov Ball, and then August is Summer Splash.
Mm-hmm.
For me. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go to Vegas next summer, but nothing until then.
You'll probably end up in Vegas in the spring, knowing you.
Maybe. I don't know. Actually, I might, because I fell in love with my with my girl's daughter, bro. That's my baby. So I might have to go see them soon again. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She loved me too. We locked in.
Might as well. So this year in Vegas, do you have a timeline on when you want to make it happen, or what year?
What do you mean?
Like, is this a plan for next year? You
To
would
move?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would stay here for this entire year. Get my house rent ready, and then maybe around July of next year,
Sweet.
I would do it. We'll see. I'm still on the Vegas
Okay,
high,
it's
so
like
I gotta
midsummer.
make sure that I really want to do it. But it's been in my head for about a week now, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we do have a game before we leave, and this game is gonna be called #Showdown.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Can I introduce it?
Yeah, because I had to explain it.
Alrighty. So before we wrap this episode up, we have a little game. Would you like to explain the rules?
Sure thing. So we're gonna call this game #Showdown, and we have 3 hashtowns. I'm sorry, guys. We have 3 hashtags. I picked one. Khalid picked one, and then we're going to, one that we picked together.
Yeah.
And we're going to each give a story about the hashtag that we picked, and then we're going to count on you guys to tell us who won that hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'll go first. I'll give the hashtag, and I'm going to ask you for your story, and then I'll give my story.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So my hashtag is #exposed.
Oh. Okay. #expose. Okay, so the famous night swim that we talked about, I had on these shorts that honestly, I knew they were short, okay? But I didn't know how short until recent. Like, for me, it didn't seem like things were coming out. Like, you couldn't see stuff. To be honest, I swear I didn't, until somebody recently was like, no, you can literally see everything out. But yeah, I didn't know it was given that. So we're at this pool, and I'm like, like we said earlier, there were poles, we're dancing, we're twerking and stuff. And on the video, when I go down, like, you can, I become exposed.
#exposed.
#exposed. It was all over Snapchat. That night, we have so many videos from that night. I don't think we have any videos from any other night than that.
That
the
night
pool
was
party.
so much fun.
Those
we have
videos
of
are
everybody, of everyone, bro.
We have the wildest videos.
Literally. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So for my story, mine isn't as fun actually. Mine's I was really exposed, y'all. He's laughing. Okay. So it was actually the first party of Vegas, and so it was turning into my birthday. So midnight became my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our first club in Vegas. I don't remember where it was at, but we were seeing Marshmallow, and I was with one of my friends at the time, and we were trying to get to the middle, get like nice and in there. And this guy didn't like how easy I was like making my way in the crowd, and like, I wasn't being rude or anything. Like, people, they let me through. Like, I'm not about, I know how to work a crowd. Like, I go to events all the time. Well, then I wasn't, but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything crazy, I swear. But this guy just didn't like it. And like, so there's other people were like, oh, come over here. And we're good. We're dancing, everything. And this guy, like the mean guy, starts bumping me again and like, just like being an asshole. And I'm just trying to ignore him. I'm dancing. And he pulls my entire skirt up in the club. Do you remember that?
Wild. I wasn't there, but I remember you telling us that after like we linked back up.
Dude, oh my gosh. And luckily, like, you know, it was so crowded and everything, but I was so embarrassed. I was so mad. I wanted to punch the fuck out of him. This black guy was like real nice, and he was nice, like trying to like, you know, do whatever. But I was so irritated, bro. Fully exposed.
Editing's like dun.
Okay, so yeah, who won the exposed hashtag? Let us know, and now we'll let Khalid give a hashtag.
All right, so the second hashtag that we have is hashtag. I'm sorry, which one was it? Ever know that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so the second hashtag that I have is hashtag never doing that again.
Oh my gosh, I got so many of those for Vegas. Let's see. So, a couple years ago, I was in a relationship, and I took my boyfriend at the time to Vegas with me, with all my friends and everything. And on that trip, he lost his ID. We lost it before we even got to Vegas. So even though he paid for all the clubs and everything, he couldn't do any of it. And I missed out on a lot of really, really good shows. Being a nice girlfriend. But hashtag never doing that again.
Yeah. Going to Vegas with your boyfriend.
Never sitting out on a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Okay.
For someone who doesn't have their ID.
Okay. All right. My hashtag never doing that again comes from the night we were at Omni. We were at Omni.
Omnia.
Yeah, Omnia. We were upstairs. We're on a rooftop, drunk. And I don't even know how or who came up with this game. But it's the most disgusting thing that
Oh my God.
I have ever done. So, me and Leah, the game goes, you grab a straw and you get you have like some of the drink in it. And the other person goes to the end of the straw and you both have to blow. And whoever the like drink ends up in their mouth loses. That
Why the
is
fuck?
so nasty.
Why the fuck? Why did we do that? Who made it up? Like, what the fuck? Why?
We had that shot like,
Ew. Look,
ew.
I erased that from my memory. Like, what the fuck? Definitely hashtag never doing that again.
Double hashtag never doing that again. It's wild. I know, right? I think it was her idea.
Bro, hashtag exposed. Exposing us on the fucking podcast, being some trifling ass hoes.
I think it was your idea.
He lying.
Oh,
I'm getting hot. Okay.
Me too.
Okay. So for our last one
Mm-hmm.
that we decided together, it is hashtag. Okay, so you know how they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? This one is hashtag it left Vegas.
It left Vegas.
Okay. So I went first.
Okay,
last
you
time.
started first last time. Hashtag it left Vegas. The confidence boost that I got definitely left Vegas. I feel like I think you said this earlier in the episode too. It definitely set the tone for us traveling and exploring.
No, for sure.
Like it's kind of like a pinball machine.
Yeah.
The way everything took off after that.
Okay.
And our confidence too. I feel like I noticed that in you as well. The way we interact with people, connect with people.
Yeah.
And yeah, for sure.
Okay. Hashtag it left Vegas.
It left Vegas.
Okay.
Like, our old selves or the new selves.
Yeah. We transformed like butterflies. My story of it left Vegas. This actually happens to me. I don't know. So I remember in Vegas year 2, I was kind of adamant about having my first one night stand. And, you know, I was sorry, too much information for maybe my mom or whatever. But, you know, I was trying to have a one night stand, you know, get it out the way. And I ended up meeting this guy And long story short, it definitely left Vegas, and we were in a pretty nice situationship for about actively for about 2 years, but like not so actively for even longer than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, hashtag it does not always stay in Vegas.
But in cases like that, that's kind of cool and sweet to be able to connect outside of it, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like I meet so many genuine people in Vegas, and Vegas is honestly the start of so many genuine relationships, whether that's with a man or, just some girls or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's such a good place. Everyone's that I meet's always in such a good and like receptive energy. Like, they're willing to talk to you, they're willing to make that friend. And like, there's people who I met this past time, and I've been back home. I've been off the strip for like 4 days, and I've been talking to them every day. Like, it's just really cool that, not everything has to stay in Vegas.
No. That was sweet. Definitely now that we're talking about it.
I wouldn't have said some of the things that he mentioned, but whatever.
Hashtag this whole episode has left Vegas.
It's what? Las Vegas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But alrighty, I think that's all we have for this episode. Anything you would like to add?
No, I think that was pretty thorough,
Yeah.
If there's any other questions or things that we left off, or maybe you came to Vegas with us one of the times and you want to us to mention a story,
Yeah.
Let us know.
Or
Cause
hashtag exposes.
yeah,
Those, man. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
actually, I had a dude try to expose me on Instagram the other day.
Yeah. You met him in Vegas?
And I met him in Vegas. What the fuck? Be careful, because there are some crazy guys out there.
No, for sure. Yeah, like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Comment below which stories you like the most, or tell us about your Vegas experience.
Yes.
Check us out on Instagram at As We Go the Podcast. You can follow me at eternal.lid.
You can follow me at lee.ahh5. I had to find a way to say it, but it's all right. But yeah, keep us posted on anything you guys want to talk to us about, and we'll keep you guys posted about what we got going on over here.
This has been As We Go. Bye.
Bye.